Good morning. Good morning, all my subscribers, all my viewers all over the world. Good morning. Good morning. Our topic for today is Osum State government account freeze. Why did Efcc freeze the account? What really happened? That's what we are going to discuss tonight. And mind you, we are going to discuss it calmly and very carefully. We are not putting blame or guilt on anybody, or we are not trying to convict anybody. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. You're welcome to Sharp and Love TV on YouTube. Today we are discussing a very important issue concerning Osum State. The big question is, why did Efcc freeze Osum State government accounts? And another important question is, why did President Tinubu later ask for the freezing order to be lifted? These are serious questions, but tonight we are going to discuss them calmly and carefully. We are not to accuse anybody. We are not here to declare anybody guilty. An investigation is not same thing as conviction. If you are watching us for the first time, welcome to the channel. Please subscribe, like this live stream, share the video, and tell us where you are watching us from. Are you watching us from Osum State? Are you watching us from Lagos State? Are you watching from Ilorin? Are you watching us from Abuja, or you are watching us from outside the country? Wherever you are watching us from, please put it in the comment section. You are welcome. Write your location in the comment section. What happens? What makes Efcc to freeze Osum State accounts? And don't mind you, don't forget, we are discussing this thing calmly and carefully. We are not putting blame, guilty, or conviction on anybody. We are only discussing it, what can make the Efcc to close account or freeze accounts for any state. Now, I want you to understand, if Efcc freeze account for any state or close it off for a certain period of time, it doesn't mean there's anything bad going on in the accounts. It doesn't mean that there's any fraud or illegal things happening in the accounts. But the major work is, or the major important is, Efcc want to understand the condition of the accounts. How the condition is, they want to understand. How the money enters, how the money goes out. Does the money go out correspond with the contract given out, or with the receipt, or anything, etc., etc.? So that is what they are trying to confirm. Not that they are putting the blame, or not that I'm putting the blame on the governor or anybody, or accusing anybody, or putting anybody guilty. No, we are just using this one to discuss and learn what can make Efcc to close account or to freeze account of any state. What happened? The main issue is the reported restriction on an Osum State government account. The Efcc became involved in connection with a financial investigation. A court process was also involved in the reported account restriction. Immediately, many questions came out. What did Efcc see? Those are the questions people are asking. You know, when something happened, different people begin to ask different type of questions. What's happening? What transaction caused concern? What was the account restricted? Or why was the account restricted? How long was the investigation expected to last? Why did this happen so close to the Osum election? The timing made that issue even more controversial. However, we must be careful. Timing can raise questions, but timing alone does not prove political interference. Tonight, we must separate facts from opinions and allegations. What we're trying to say is that anything you hear from this channel, or anything you see from here, anything you hear, anything you watch, we are only using this session to make our customers, our subscribers, our viewers to understand the conditions. What are the causes that can make the EFCC to freeze account of any state, even if not Osum State, any state? What can make EFCC to take such a step? What is really happening? That is what the question that people are asking. So we have many things. We have many points that can make EFCC to freeze accounts for any state. And we are going to be stating them one by one. If time permits us, we won't stay much longer. The little one we can express out just for our subscribers, our viewers to really understand that not that the account is suspect anything bad there, it did not suspect any fraud, it did not suspect any bad transaction, but their work is just to check, to confirm how things is going in the state, how the money coming from Hub are entering the accounts, the money in the account, how is it being transferred out, or within bank to bank, within account to account. So we'd like to verify, we'd like to check. So it doesn't mean there's any bad thing in the account, because many people used to think otherwise. Maybe there's fraud, maybe there's any illegal things going on in the account. No. So EFCC needs to check. So just for a certain period of time, to check it. Then possible areas, financial investigation. Financial investigation. What do you mean by financial? The money coming into the account, you like to check it from A to Z to know exactly how the money is coming in and how the money is going out. Yeah. The first possible explanation is straightforward. The EFCC may have been examining financial activities connected with the state governments. A financial investigation can also can involve government funds. Investigators may want to understand where did the money came from. Any money comes to the account of the government, that's the state government, so they will likely to know where the money comes from into the accounts. Where did the money go? So when they issue money out, where that money goes? So the law, they likely to know it. Then who received the money? Who received that money that's issued out from the government account? So they love to know it. Then what was the money used for? What is the aim, or what is the targeting of that money to be used on? Maybe for contracts, maybe to buy instruments, all these big machines, all these caterpillars, etc. They're likely to know it. Then these questions require evidence and documentation. So when the EFCC invite or did they go there to investigate, they now ask person in charge, maybe the governor, anybody in charge, they ask them. They now be narrating them with evidences, the receipts, the documents that enforce any of that money out. And the money that comes in, again, they give evidences on them. These are the money that came in, these are the money that went out. What do you use this one for? You show the evidences of the receipt to clarify everything, any money goes out, so that everything will be clear. and things will be tied with each other. So those are the one-by-one step EFCC is taking. Not that they see any bad thing in the accounts, or they see any fraud, or they see any bad transaction. No, just likely to check, to know the condition of the state accounts, to know the state, the condition of the state government accounts. Yeah. Then this question requires evidences and documentation. Possible area to unusual or suspicious transaction. Unusual or suspicious transaction. Another possible area is unusual financial activities. Investigators may definitely may identify transactions that require further explanation. That means if they see any transaction that is not well clear to them, then they now ask them to explain how this one is. Then with the evidences, they bring it out, they show them this is what they use it for, this is how everything, this is for everything, finish. Investigators may identify transactions that require further explanation, but remember, an unusual transaction does not automatically mean a crime was committed. Try to understand that area. When they see anything confusing to them or did not understand, it doesn't mean that there's any crime in that one. The next thing to do is to ask, how this one, you don't understand it, they now come with evidences on it, how the money is, or how the money was spent, or how the money came in. So they explain better for them to really understand with the evidences. So once they told the evidences, they move away from that one, go to another section again. Then possible area 3, checking government money. Investigators may examine how government funds were received and spent. Any money that comes in, how did you receive it? How did the government receive it? I mean the state government. And then when that money goes out, where does that money go? It's so with evidences, with receipts, with files, so that it's going to correspond exactly with the amount of money that's inside the account that went out. So those are the step-by-step EFCC does when they go to any state government to close the account or to freeze the account, just to check. Not that there's any fraud, any illegal things, bad transaction, no. But they must have to check from time to time, from one state to another. Or when they suspect something, or when they hear something, or if they don't even hear anything, they can go there and check. They say it's part of their work. So investigation may also may examine how government funds were received and spent. They may ask, was the money properly recorded? Was it used for its stated purpose? Were the required financial procedure followed? So any money they see, the record for everything, they check it, then the purpose of issuing that money out, then what they use it to execute. So they have to show evidences on it to make sure the EFCC understand everything. All this thing is step by step. It doesn't mean there's any illegal thing there. So that is stop and search. Just like say you are driving a car, you now reach where checking points is, where you see military people or police people. They stop you, you stop for them calmly. They ask for your driver's license, they ask for motors particular, you show, you take it out, you show them, you give it to them, they check it. So once they check it, they see everything is updated, they give it to you back, they say thank you, bye-bye. Those are the works. So it doesn't mean there's any bad thing going on within the account, but they need to check. These are matters that can be established through record and evidences. So anything you want to tell them, so they must have to show evidences and the receipts, the files, that put that money, how it goes out, or how it was used for another thing entirely, for so project. So they have to clear everything one by one and step by step. Then possible area 4, possible mismanagement. Another area investigators may examine is the management of public funds. Management of the public funds. But once again, an investigation is not proof of guilt. Try to take note of that. An investigation is not proof of guilt. Not that someone is at 40. No. Their work is going on properly. The governor or the executive member, they are doing their work according to how it's supposed to be. So they do everything accordingly. And what they're supposed to do, they do it. The project is supposed to completed it. You completed it. Anything they're supposed to do in the state, everything is step by step. They do everything one by one. Not that they do mistake, but they must have to check the file, the account, to know how the government money is entering the account, and at the same time how government money is going out, so that they can be exactly know what they are using the money for, and which particular time this money enter, and that money enter. They're supposed to know how money enters. Another investigation, an investigation not proof of guilt. The purpose of an investigation is to establish what actually happened. The reason why Efcc, they are investigating an account, just to know exactly how money enters, how money goes out, what they are using the money for, the proof of what they use it to do. All these are very, very important. Then possible area 5, possible diversion of funds. Possible diversion of funds. Investigators may also examine the movement of the public money. Yeah, where the money is flying to from the account, where it's going here and there. So they must have to examine to be sure that the money is going to the normal place or the directed place, which directed by the governor or anybody in charge, so that you not be going to another different place entirely or another different account. So investigators may also examine the movement of public money. They may ask, which means the Efcc can ask, where did the money go? So maybe they point finger at particular money. Say, this money, where did it go? So they are asking which account they directed the money to, or which contractor, or which work they use the money to do, or which project. All these things in question, they come out with evidences, receipts, file, everything to prove where that money has gone to and what they have used it for, and they show the evidences of what they have used it for, to clear to them that the money was not misused. It is used according to the way directed. Who receive it? Maybe it's one of their contractor, or maybe it's for payment of the salary. So they show the evidences. Who receives also money that went out or that go out? Then was the transfer properly authorized? You know, before any money can go out, not just be signing check, be signing anything. No, it has to be processed. You still follow the normal process. It is authorized because the people that are supposed to check, to put stamp on it and signify it, that social money is going to so place. And it is very sure that exact place they directed you, that the place is going to. So that's not go to another area again. All these are very, very, very important. They're asking those questions. So not that they see any mistake or they discover any fund. No. They must have to check it. Yeah, depending on their time, it's their own job. Why was it transferred? The reason why the money was transferred to such a place or to such account or to such a contractor Was the transfer properly authorized? These questions should be answered with evidence. Then section 4, let's talk about the money. Now, this is where the issue becomes particularly important. When government money is involved, financial record matters. Anything with government money, it has to get record. So you cannot just take it out or spend it out or give it to somebody or give it to contractor without getting the evidences ready. So you must be able to prove. So the governor must be able to prove it, or any person in charge must be able to prove. So money when so person, and this is the evidence, like receipt, like maybe check, like transfer, maybe put anything possible that will prove the evidence that the money went to so person exactly, and that is the reason that this is at the also aim and objective of the money, what they want the money to do from the person, what they are expecting from the person they give the money to. So all these evidences have to be there, they show them. Then this may involve bank statements. We're not talking about the evidences, so what they can show to the Efcc. So when such money is spent, what Efcc is expecting from them to prove that so money has been spent for so thing, or that have been given to so person to do so thing. Bank statements, payment documents, contracts, budgets, government approvals, receipts. So those are the evidences the person in charge have to be giving the Efcc. The investigators can compare them, compare this record. So when they give it to them, they need to check actually whether it's correct, it's not correct. Once it's correct, they go away from that one again, they move to another step. They can explain whether the money moving through an account matches the official documentation. So that area is that when 1 million naira is out, they have to see receipt of that 1 million, what they use it for. The receipt will now replace the money in the account. Then possible area 6, following the movement of the money, investigators may want to trace the movement of certain funds. Then exactly where the money is going to, from the account to another account, from account to the contractor, from account to the seller who sell the tractor for them, all those kind of things, they have to trace it from inside the account to where the money reach and what they have used the money to do. Money can move from one account to another. Money can move from one account to another. Maybe a contractor that they give contracts as his one account, the money would now move from a government account to the contractor account or the company account. So which means it is very, very traceable. So where this money went to, this is the account number that they send the money to, and they trace it, it have to be like that. Where did the money start? Where did the money end? Who received it? What was the purpose? These are the questions they require documentation. Possible area 7, protecting possible evidence. Another possible reason for restricting an account during an investigation would be to preserve the situation where investigators examine relevant transactions. The important point is account restriction does not by itself prove wrongdoing. You have to take note. Possible area 8, checking financial records. Investigators may compare bank record with government documentation. So anything going on from the bank, bank account to the government account, to the likely to trace it off, whether it corresponds with each other. For example, how much money was received? How much money was received? How much was paid out? Who was paid? What was the payment made? When was the payment made? What was the payment for? All these questions are very, very important. Then they give receipts, they give evidences for all those questions. So not that they discover any fraud, not that they discover any bad transaction, but it's their own work. Just like police on the checking point on the road, sees a car coming, they stop it, or a lorry, they ask for the driver's license, the motor particulars, the driver gave it to them, they check it from A to Z, it's submitted, they give it back to the driver, thank you, safe journey, bye-bye. The driver moves away. This question can help investigators understand financial trade. Possible area 9, government contracts. Government contracts. Government contracts can also become part of a financial investigation. Government contracts can also become part of a financial investigation. Investigation may examine, was the contract properly approved? Any contract given to a contractor, so need to check, is it properly approved? Those who are supposed to sign, do they sign? Everything that's supposed to be in the file, are they there? So need to check everything one by one. Then was the work actually carried out? So the money they pay or the issue for the contractor, maybe it's 10 billion naira they issued out, then the work, what they had the contractor to do is the work properly examined and thoroughly checked. That exactly what they are expecting from the contractor is what the contractor did for the government. So that's going to last forever. You see, so all those things they'll be checking one after the other. Once you pass one, they go to another step. Once you pass one, they go to another step again. Was the correct amount paid? Yeah. You see, when they issue 1 million naira out to a contractor, they need to ask them, where's the receipt? Then the exact money, does the money given to the contractor, the exact money, no different, no disruption. So which means you know what is going on in Nigeria. Maybe exact money was given to the contractor so that the contractor can be able to do or they execute the project that was given to him or her exactly the way the government is expecting it. Not that they signed for 1 million, they now gave him 800,000 or 700,000 or 500,000. You see, those are the things to check. Then what the government's procedure followed. So the step by step is supposed to issue the contract out. Maybe there are 3 contractors that came. The person that get the highest quality of what the government needed. Is it the right of the person? Is it the right contractor they give the work to, who have the real experience and the proper document or the documentation pertaining to that project? So they will make sure that they give it to the qualified contractor who is ready or who is supposed to do the best of the job for the government. Again, these questions require evidences. So this question cannot just be answered with ordinary mouth. So you have to put evidence down, receipt, file, everything like that, etc., etc. So you put it down for them, they go through each, they study everything from A to Z. So when you pass that one, they move to another step. Possible area 10, payments to contractors. Investigators may examine payments made to contractors. So the money the government paid to the contractor, they need to examine it very well. The key question will include, why was the money paid? Why was the money paid? And was the payment properly approved? Was the payment properly approved. Section 5. Let's look at the transaction. Let's look at the transactions. Now imagine a government account containing hundreds or even thousands of transactions. There may be deposits, withdrawals, transfers, payments to companies, payments for government projects. Investigators may examine the transaction individually. That process can take time. So all these receipts now they need to check one by one after the other, the deposits, the withdrawals, transfers, payments to companies, payment to government projects. So all this file, all the receipts, they have to check it one by one. So they say here that it can take little time for them to check it so that there will be no mistake. They check it properly from A to Z. So after finishing that process, they move to another step again. Possible area 11, large or unusual withdrawals. Large or unusual withdrawals. Large withdrawals may attract attention during a financial investigation. So what they are trying to point out here is that when huge amount of money is issued out, maybe to a contractor or to purchase something for the government, so that area is more important to Efcc. When huge amount of money goes out of the account of the government account, they need to know exactly the reason why that money goes out, who collect that money, which company collect that money, then what is the aim of giving that money to that company or to that contractor. What did the government expect from that contractor or the company? So they need to check everything. Is there certain they needed? Is that what the company replied to give back to them, or the contractor? They need to check everything very well. As they say, it takes little time because they need to examine all these things one by one after the other. And don't forget, it's not that they find anything fault in the accounts, not that they discover any bad transaction at all. So there's no guilt for anybody, no confusion for anybody. They are only doing their own job. Because many people think once they hear that so state account is frozen or freezed, so many will be thinking otherwise. Not at all. Not at all. So they come to do their job, to inspect the account from A to Z. Any money in the account, the remaining money, they will check it properly. The remaining money that have went out, what have they used the money for? They check it one by one with the receipt, with evidences, so that everything is clear. Anything in the house, they now compare it, the quantity or the quality of thing outside, they compare it to the money given to do that thing. You see tally. Does it correspond? So you need to check everything one by one. Large withdrawals, they attract attention during a financial investigation. Investigator may ask, why was the money withdrawn? Who authorized it? Where did it go? What was it used for? Those are the questions to be asking. You will now be showing the evidences, showing the receipt, giving out the files. So possible area 12, explain transfer. Explain transfers. Investigator may also examine transfers. If money moves into another account, investigators may want to understand why. Any money that goes out from the government account to another account, you need to ask, why did that money go there? What is that money going to do there? So they need to ask everything from A to Z. So remember, an unusual transaction is not automatically illegal. An unusual transaction is not automatically illegal. it may simply require an explanation. So when they see anything confusing, they ask. So when they ask, the person in charge of the governor, he or she will now explain for me to say it. This is how it is, this is how it is, now bring the evidences. Once that one clear, we move away from it again. Then possible area 13. Possible area 13. Checking government revenue. Checking government revenue. Government revenue can also be examined. Investigator may ask. Government revenue can also be examined. Investigators may ask. How much revenue came in? All those money being collected for receipt, maybe for lancet, double lancet, bicycle lancet, or everything they collected. How much revenue came in? Where was it deposited? Where do they keep it? Was it properly recorded? Did they record it well? Was it used according to the applicable rules? So the way they are using their revenue, is it the way the government recommends they should be using it? Is there any different from there? We need to check everything, and they being received anything to prove, to show the evidences. Possible area 14, financial procedure. Financial procedure. Government financial procedures are important. Investigators may check. Were the necessary approval obtained? Were the necessary approvals obtained? Were supporting documents available? Were payments properly recorded? Were payment properly recorded? You see anything they use the money for, they need to trace it one by one. They ask questions on it. So the person in charge of the government answer everything up with evidences, with receipt, with files. So when they clear everything out, they're satisfied with it. They now go to another step again. That's how they'll be taking it one by one. Not that they are suspecting. Not that they want to put blame on anybody, or not that they want to spoil the good work the government is doing. No, they must have to check. Just like a policeman, authorized policeman, that's supposed to ask for driver license, asking for driver's license and motor particulars from a driver. So he has to check it from A to Z. When he also satisfied with the check, now he returns back the driver's license and the motor particulars to the driver. Nothing than to say, safe journey, bye-bye, driver sumo. Check the actual courts, documents, and official statements were available. Do not automatically accept every claim you see online. You see, rather than to talk here, you see many things going on the line. Say don't mind too much. Don't mind at all. Don't mind. Possible area 15, court approved account restriction. Possible area 15, court approved account restriction. Where investigation obtained the required legal authority, an account may be restricted while an investigation continues. The purpose can be to allow investigators to examine the relevant financial activities. Possible area 16, protecting funds through an investigation. Protecting funds during an investigation. Another possible purpose of an account restriction can be to prevent relevant funds from being moved while investigators examine the transaction. So what I'm trying to explain here is that during the process, if the account is not freezed, if the account is not closed, which means during the process, some fund may be going out again, if for government projects, maybe for anything, so they need to off the account. They need to restrict the account. They need to freeze it up so that no money is coming in, no money is going out. So till they verify everything they want to verify in the account. Once they are through with it, they go away. Then they open the account again. Again, this does not by itself establish wrongdoing. So take note. This does not by itself establish wrongdoing. Section 7, the election question. Now we came to one of the most controversial part of the story. The reported account restricted occurred close to the Osum governorship election. Because of the timing, many people started asking questions. Because that thing happened because the election is nearer. So many people are asking the question, they get confused. Why now? Why is it now that the Efcc are trying to freeze the account and check on the accounts? Why is it now? Then why before the election? People are asking different type of questions. Why not earlier? Which means, why have not do this thing before the election is nearer? But we must remain careful. These are the questions people can discuss, but we must have to be very, very careful. Timing alone does not prove political motivation. It's such a serious claim, it made it to be supported by credible evidence. Possible area 17. Possible connection to a wider investigation. Possible connection to a wider investigation. The account issue could potentially be connected to a broader financial investigation. It may involve more than one transaction. Investigation could be examining several financial activities. The important thing is to establish what the investigation actually concerns. Possible area 18, the timing created controversy. The timing created controversy. The timing generated significant public discussion. That means when people are saying, see, this time is too near, when the election is nearer, this and that, they say it's being very, very controversial. People are arguing, discussing on it. Yeah. People began asking whether the action would affect the political situation in Osum. That made the story much bigger than an ordinary financial investigation. I mean, many people are thinking otherwise. Maybe it's not because of the financial, maybe it's because of election, because of no, everybody has his own opinion. But what actually is happening within the Efcc and the account is that they are doing their normal job. They are doing their normal job on the account because government are giving them the authority, the power. You can check. Anytime they can check. So once they check finish, everything is correct. They open the account again, they go in their own way. Section, what I'm saying here, questions are not proved. Section 8, President Tinubu intervention. The state government later intervened with the situation. Now we can come to the President Bola Tinubu report, and President Tinubu directed the Efcc to return to court to seek the lifting of the freezing order. That created another major question. Why? People are asking again. I don't know what person want to do that people don't ask questions. When you go right, they will ask questions. They say they expect you to go left. Then when you go left again, people still ask questions. They're supposed to go right. Nothing you do in this life that people don't ask questions. Why was the order later challenge or shout to be lifted? What concerns were involved? Was the timing a factor? Was the operation of government affected, or was there another reason? Here are questions that deceive clear answers. Possible area 19. Why was the order to be lifted? Why was the order to be lifted? This is one of the highest questions in the story. If an investigation was taking place, why was the account restricted later being reconsidered? Possible explanations have been discussed publicly, but we should not present speculation as established facts. The public needs documented information. The public needs documented information. Possible area 10. What exactly did the Efcc find? So we are stopping for here. We are stopping for here. We are stopping for here for now. We are stopping for here. So we'll be moving further. Later. But for now, we are stopping for here. We are stopping for here. Thank you for watching our video. No, we are using all this one to enlighten our subscribers, our viewers. So many people used to think otherwise or think another thing. Just like say your statement of account, maybe it's your dad that opened the account for you. Just for example, it's your dad that opened the account for the children. Then there has been an agreement before that before I open account for you, I have the authority. I can check on your account, the money that enters into the account, the money that goes out, what they are using the money for, the money that enters, where the money comes from. So any money you issue out, any money goes out now, the daddy need to ask where the receipt. Or any more money moving from the account to another account. Why did you transfer that money to another account? What is the name of the person or the name of the company? What are they going to use that money for? Is there any evidences before you give the money to the such company or such account or such person? All those are the things. So government have the right, that's the Efcc, they have the right to check. Always say people must have to ask questions. If they check after the election, they will ask. Before the election, they will ask. Anytime they do that, people this were politics style. People need to ask different type of questions. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for staying with me since this Sharp and Laugh TV on YouTube. If you have not subscribed before, please subscribe to the channel so you can see more of our videos. And at the same time, our previous video can get the opportunity to go back and watch them. To watch our previous video, where we are coming from, where we reach and where we are still heading to. Politics in Yoruba land, insecurity in Yoruba land, religions, matters, etc., etc. When you are expecting those news, just subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching. Be expecting another valuable video after this one.